In this video, I want to have a look at different units of measurement and how we can convert between them. So we're going to have a look at units for length, capacity, mass, time, and data. So let's start off with length. So the most common units we see with length would be kilometers, meters, centimeters, and millimeters. Now there are bigger and smaller units as well, and there will be for all of these things that we have a look at, but we're just going to focus on the most common ones for today. So we know that there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer, so I'm going to put 1,000 in between there. Now if we wanted to convert from kilometers into meters, so if we're going from kilometers to meters, we would have to multiply by 1,000. And if we were going from meters to kilometers, we would be dividing by 1,000. Now meters to centimeters, we know that there are 100 centimeters in a meter. Again, if we're converting from meters to centimeters, so from the big unit to the smaller one, we're going to multiply. And if we're going from centimeters into meters, we would divide by 100. And the last one, from centimeters to millimeters, there are 10 millimeters in a centimeter. So if we're converting from centimeters into millimeters, we're going to multiply by 10. And if we're going from millimeters to centimeters, we would divide. Our next one is capacity. So in capacity, we've got megaliters, kiloliters, liters, and milliliters is our most common. And for each of those, there are 1,000 milliliters in a liter. There are 1,000 liters in a kiloliter, and there are 1,000 kiloliters in a megaliter. So for capacity, it's always 1,000, and it's going to be the same thing if we're going from a big unit and we're converting it into a smaller unit, then we're always going to multiply. Whereas if we're going from a small unit and we're converting it into a larger unit, then we're going to be dividing. Our next units are all about mass. So in mass, we look at tons, kilograms, grams, and milligrams. Again, there are 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. There are 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram, and there are 1,000 kilograms in 1 ton. So we still keep that same multiplication and division, and it's always 1,000. All right, next I want to have a look at units of time. So our most common ones there are days, hours, minutes, and seconds. So we know that there are 24 hours in a day. We know that there's 60 minutes in an hour, and we know that there are 60 seconds in a minute. So that same pattern holds though. If we're trying to convert from days into hours, we'll multiply by 24. If we're trying to convert from hours to minutes or from minutes to seconds, we're going to multiply by 60. If we want to convert from seconds to minutes or minutes to hours, then we're going to divide by 60. And if we're going from hours to days, we'll divide by 24. Now you can also do some of these in one step. So for example, if we wanted to convert from hours all the way into seconds, you could times by 60 and then times by 60 again, or you could multiply it by 3,600, which does it all in one step. And that's because 60 times 60 is 3,600. So you can do it all in one step, or you can do it step by step. Either way, you'll get the same answer. All right, and the last one I want to have a look at is units of data. So units of data, we've got terabytes, gigabytes, megabytes, and kilobytes. Now, technically, the number of kilobytes in a megabyte, and in all of the others as well, technically the number is 2 to the power of 10, which is 1,024. But often, just to make it a little bit more convenient, we just say it's 1,000. So we're going to use 1,000 in all of these. 1,024 is slightly more accurate in certain situations, but for now we're just going to use 1,000 for all of those. So same pattern holds. We're multiplying when we're going from a big unit to a smaller unit, and we're dividing when we're going from a smaller unit into a bigger unit. All right, so let's have a look at a few examples. All right, so we have 6 questions here, and they're all asking us to convert from one unit to another. So for our first one, we've got 4.5 tons, and we're asked to convert that into kilograms. So we know that there are 1,000 kilograms in a ton, and because we're going from the big unit to the smaller one, we're going to do 4.5 times 1,000. And that's going to give us 4,500 kilograms. For question 2, we've got 17 kilometers, and we're asked to convert that into centimeters. So between kilometres and centimetres is metres. So we're going to have to convert from kilometres to metres and then metres to seconds. So to convert 17 kilometres into metres, we would multiply by 1,000 because there are 1,000 metres in a kilometre. So this is going to tell us how many metres it is, but then we want to keep going into centimetres. So we're going to multiply it by 100 because there are 100 centimetres in a metre. So that's going to end up giving us 1,700,000 centimetres. Question 3 gives us 83,100 millilitres, and he's asking us to convert it into litres. So this time we're going from the smaller unit to the bigger unit, so we're going to be dividing, and we know that there's 1,000 mil in 1 litre, so we're going to do 83,100 divided by 1,000, and that's going to give us 8.31 litres. For question 4, we've got 1,600 minutes, and we want to convert that into hours. Again, we're going from the smaller unit to the bigger one, so we're going to be dividing. So we've got 1,600 divided by, and we know that there's 60 minutes in an hour, so we're going to divide by 60, and that's going to give us 26, and it's going to be 0.6 recurring, so 26 2/3 hours. We could also write that in hours and minutes, but because it's asked us to convert it to hours, we're going to do it as a fraction. And question 5, we've got 3.6 megabytes into kilobytes. So we're going from the bigger unit to the smaller unit. So we're going to have 3.6 multiplied. And like we said, for convenience, we're going to use 1,000. And it's only one step from megabytes to kilobytes. So that's going to be 3,600 kilobytes. And question 6, we've got 1,460,000 kilobytes, and we want to go all the way up to gigabytes. So we're going to have that whole number. If we divide by 1,000, that's going to get us to megabytes, and then to get to gigabytes, we're going to divide by 1,000 again, and that's going to get us to 1.46 gigabytes. So that's having a look at converting between different units of measurement.